Polytetrafluoroethylene, also known as Teflon. Hi Mr. Dodge, here is my model for polytetrafluoroethylene, also known as Teflon. So this is a ball and stick model. Carbon is element 6, whilst fluorine is element 9. Based off molecular weight, I represented fluorine as the larger green balls and carbon as the black ones. Here in my model, I have a polytetrafluoroethylene polymer composed of 2 tetrafluoroethylene monomer units. The formula for PTFE is C2F4N. This model has 4 carbons, so therefore 8 fluorine atoms would be needed. An additional 2 fluorine atoms were added onto the ends of the polymer. My model was based heavily off of literature sourced from PubChem, an online database with scientific literature, which has been peer-reviewed. Properties of polytetrafluoroethylene. Teflon is waxy, white, and very flexible. Due to the immense strength of the fluorocarbon bonds, polymers pack together very closely. In addition, PTFE has a very high symmetrical geometry. Collectively, these two factors make the structure of polytetrafluoroethylene have very high crystallinity. Something really interesting about Teflon is its excellent chemical inertness. Acids, alkali, and organic compounds have no effect on PTFE. This is primarily due to the very strong fluorocarbon bonds, which do not break at even elevated temperatures. Heat resistance. Also interesting to note, the heat deflection temperature of Teflon is 280 degrees Celsius. Because of this feature, Teflon is regularly used as a super insulator in plumbing and electrical wear. Other unique features include very low moisture absorptivity of less than 0.01% and that Teflon has a very low friction coefficient. Due to the immense strength of the fluorine carbon bonds, Teflon is unable to stick to other species. This is why Teflon is heated and sanded against many pans to make them non-stick. So if we have a look at this key, the green ball here represents the fluorine atom, the black ball, the small one, represents the carbon atom, and the sticks, or the rods I use, these white ones, represent covalent bonds between each of these atoms. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of modeling polymers? First of all, models are used to simulate reality and make predictions. Modeling polymers can provide scientists with a simplified and accessible demonstration of a complex or extremely minuscule molecule. Using this simulated reality, predictions of the possible reactions which may occur with the molecule based on its geometry and fluorocarbon bonding seen in the model can be made. However, modeling is an extreme simplification of an idea. Therefore, many assumptions are made and key information may be left out. For example, in order to provide a clear view of the atoms and bonds throughout a ball and stick model, the radii, or the radius of these balls you see here,